So as he said, yes, my name is Mike Craig, and I am the co-founder and vice president of marketing of BuzzMeDo. Advertising. A generation ago, it was possible to reach 70% of the American public by advertising on just 3 networks. Those were the days. Today, typical consumer receives 1 million ad impressions annually. That's 3,000 a day. So the challenge for brands, for marketers, and for merchants is to figure out a way to be noticed in an increasingly noisy world where we're bombarded with constant advertising. And the way to do that is to make a direct connection between merchants and consumers. Fortunately, we live in an era of the greatest direct marketing tool ever created. You're all carrying one. A few of them are using them. There are more of them on the planet than there are people. Of course, mobile devices have taken over our world, and for good reason. It's the first personal, on-you communications tool ever created. BuzzMeDo works in this space. BuzzMeDo uses multiple mobile technologies to create a connection between merchants and consumers. We try to do that as quickly and efficiently as possible. Let me introduce you to a friend of ours. This is Tommy Ryan. Tommy Ryan's one of our clients, one of our customers, and also pretty typical of our target market. Restaurant, retail, service businesses with a few locations to a few hundred locations. So Tommy's got a problem, like all businesses. How do I get out and reach my consumers, especially when I'm competing against bigger brands with bigger budgets? Now let me show you how he uses BuzzMeDo to make those connections. We start with a software as a service product. BuzzMeDo is not an agency. We're not a consulting group. We're software as a service. So our customers simply come in, create a BuzzMeDo account, and literally within minutes, they're up and running with all the tools they need to start reaching out and connecting with their customer base. The second component is growing that customer base. If you've got a mobile campaign, you don't tell anybody about it, nobody's going to use it. So with mobile, you use things like digital marketing. You use your store point of sale and point of presence. You use your employees, which is something fairly unique to BuzzMeDo, to really enable your staff and employees to help spread the word. You even use old traditional media if you want to. Next, you want to engage that customer base. And this is a product that we're working on right now. We're going to be putting it out in beta very shortly. This is the new BuzzMeDo app. There are a ton of apps out there, you know, literally billions. But what we're doing with the BuzzMeDo app that's different is really creating a hybrid between the texting world and the app world. This is something that's really designed from the ground up to engage and include the consumer as part of the communications channel. Next up, you want to activate all those customers you've connected with. And mobile is fairly unique in that it works at the point of creative inspiration. On the consumer side, when all of us have a great idea, we can just whip out our phone and type that down. Same holds true for our merchants. When they've got something they want to connect with, they can literally come up with that idea and reach an audience of just a few to an audience of thousands. So on a beautiful day like today, you want to fill your patio for lunch, send out that message and say, come on in today at 11:30, show this message, and get 2-for-1 appetizers. It's a great creative tool. Finally, if you can't measure it, it's not real. BuzzMeDo provides the analytics for our merchants to figure out what campaigns are working well and how well they're engaging with their customers. As we roll out our new application, we'll have better consumer behavioral and demographic information to share with those merchants so they can make even better decisions on who and how to connect with people. So let's go back to our friend Tommy Ryan. How's he doing? Well, with his locations, he's hit almost 30,000 followers. That's 30,000 people that he's gained through the BuzzMeDo application, through the BuzzMeDo platform, that he can reach directly anytime he wants. How's that work for the store that he manages? Well, he has over 5,000 followers for his location alone. When he puts out a coupon, 44% increase in foot traffic. That's a pretty good stat. He's seen up to a 92% increase on same-day sales. So it's really working for him and other clients like him. As Tommy says, BuzzMeDo drives traffic. It's that simple. But it's not just about our merchants that makes mobile effective. You have to consider the consumer and loop them in as well. Mobile is unique in being a channel that we opt into. As you drive down the interstate, you don't get to choose which billboards you get to see or you don't get to see. They're all in front of you. When NPR is running their fundraising, you don't get to decide not to listen to NPR's fundraising. So with mobile uniquely, as consumers, we get to decide what we want to see and what we don't want to see. So that leads us to making sure that this is very consumer friendly when we're making that connection. So we're making a platform that's personalized, customizable, and of course spam free. We're going to be asking for a lot of information from these consumers, and we want to be upfront on why. And it's because we want them to get a better connection with the merchants and brands they love. So this whole mobile space, you know, it's caught on a little bit, so there are competitors to BuzzMeDo. So we look at our competitors kind of across two axes. How much reach do they have, and how much personalization do they offer? So with reach, BuzzMeDo, we base our technology on text. Why text? Well, text has the greatest reach of any mobile technology out there. It's going to work on any flavor of smartphone. It's going to work on any flavor of old-fashioned feature phone. So right there, off the bat, you have the widest possible reach, the widest possible universe of mobile phone carrying people that you can connect with. Next is personalization. Now, any business can go out there and create an app and put it out on the App Store. If you're Starbucks and you're a multinational, international brand with 2 locations on every corner, a lot of people are going to download your app. If you're Tommy, nobody's going to download your app. So we're creating that hybrid platform that provides a degree of personalization with the unprecedented reach that they can get through both a hybrid app and text combo. But enough about competition. Let's talk about money. And how does BuzzMeDo make it? Let's talk about money. And large piles of it. So BuzzMeDo is a recurring revenue model. We're monthly recurring per location for each location that our customers bring on. If they're one location, currently it's $29. If it's 100 locations, it's $2,900. Pretty easy math. That averages out for us in revenue about $100 per location per month on about 1,800 followers per location with our 5 cents text charge. So that gives us a revenue growth curve that looks a little bit like this based on our projections. So since we're a software service product, we can scale up, revenue goes up, expenses stay relatively stable. So that's the direction that we're going. We've got a ton of spreadsheets to back them up. We look forward to the opportunity to pour through them with you. So how are we going to build that growth? Well, we're going to do it systematically. Right now, we have customers or client locations in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas. But as we roll out our app, we want to solidly beta test that right here in the Kansas City metro area here for the next 6 months. Then we'll be hitting the surrounding metros, grow out from there in the rest of the Midwest region, and finally out to the coast. Of course, we're as a software as a service. Some of these folks might get some traction before then, but this is our approach as we build out our sales force. So you can't have a story without an exit or without an end. Our goal on this is an acquisition in about 36 to 60 months. Why that time frame? When we hit about 3 years and we hit these other projections, we'll have about 34 million consumers directly connected to BuzzMeDo brands. So that's 34 million consumers that we're going to know where they shop, how often they like to shop, what they buy, and a whole lot of other information that they volunteered to us because it helps them get connected with merchants. We feel that that information is going to be highly valuable, and those consumers will be highly valuable to a range of different potential partners. So who's putting together this? Well, it's the BuzzMeDo team. So right up front, my good friend, colleague, co-founder, John Epperson. John and I actually go way back. We did our very first startup together in 1999. John was a CIO at Henderson Engineers. He helped scale that business up from $5 million a year in revenue to $50 million a year in revenue, developing software and software solutions in-house for clients like Walmart, very high-performing clients. They brought me on board in 1999 to help them kick off and start their technology consulting division, since I was a technology consultant for many years before that. Together, we grew that division into a profitable operation. I left in 2004, went to New York, London, and the Middle East to work on other projects until John called me back and said, hey, this mobile thing seems to be catching on. Let's do something. Our final member, I have to keep secret for now, at least his name. He'll be joining us on May 1st. He is a real person. But due to his current obligations, we can't release his name. But I can tell you this. He comes with an extensive background in mobile, in startups, and direct sales in our target market. So he's going to be an excellent addition as our new director of sales. We look forward to welcoming you here in a few minutes. Or a few minutes, I wish. A few months, or a few weeks. I'll get the date right. So that's the BuzzMeDo story. We're right there at the right market, the right place, the right time, and with the right team to make the platform necessary to take marketing into the next decades. And that's to make a direct connection between merchants and consumers. We look forward to having a conversation with you soon and make that direct connection with you. Thank you very much.